I'm going to give you a case study of a client that I worked with. They had such a strong culture that they were concerned that unions were on their way in. So they went so far on the other side to kind of bend over and not disrupt the employees. They wouldn't terminate anyone for any reason. I mean, it was like an act of Congress trying to get an employee terminated, even with blatant violations. And so they worried so much, and they had their legal team. It wasn't just their legal team. They told their legal team, we don't want anything to look wrong, to go wrong. We want to take care of our employees. And so they did it so much so that you had these employees that were full on abusing things like FMLA. They called FMLA in this company the Friday, Monday Leave Act. Yeah, because there were entire departments on FMLA. And so, yeah, I mean, the culture is so huge, whatever you're allowing. One of my favorite coaching lessons that I learned personally, it was one of the toughest for me, which always turns out to be your favorite, right? It was a two-part lesson. This comes from Keith Cunningham. Everything that I say, by the way, comes from my mentors. I want you to know that, right up front here is that my mentors have really been the catalyst for me to share these things with you. Keith Cunningham said this. It's a two-part lesson. You might want to write it down. Number one, you get what you tolerate. So that's part number one of this really, really good leadership lesson. Number one is you get what you tolerate. You ready for number two? This is where it stings a little. You train what you tolerate. So number two is that you train what you tolerate. And so Greg, to your point, if you're allowing things to happen in the spirit of not wanting to risk litigation, that there's a chance that you're training people. It's okay, keep doing that. Keep doing that because this company, we're gonna turn a blind eye to that. And this is true at every layer within the organization. If you have a manager, a director, a supervisor that's operating below the line, and you're allowing that person to stay in a leadership role, you're essentially training your team, your organization, it's okay to be like that. So you think about what that, how many times, when I got that lesson for myself, that was a tough one because I recognized there were things that I wasn't dealing with, that I wasn't facing, and I was training people, keep doing that. It's like someone who says, oh, I've got an open door policy. And let me be very clear, open door policy, good to have the communication and openness, but I think some people take it too far. Again, they create this culture. Come interrupt me anytime you want for anything you want at all. It doesn't matter if it relates to anything that is important for business, right? And so I hear people say, oh, well, I can never get anything done because we've got an open door policy. Is that below the line? Yeah. That's blaming, that's excuses and denial. You got the trifecta. You got all three there, right? It's not because of your open door policy, it's because of what you've chosen to do and how you've implemented your open door policy. You might as well just have a revolving door built in your office. That would work better because people just keep coming in. You're training them. Come interrupt me anytime, and it doesn't matter what you have to say.